Look so cute. We're making raggy bunting for Maidie's party because I'm starting the party prep. I'm actually filming a reel, I wouldn't technically normally be starting a video now, but I just wanted to show you what we were doing. And raggy bunting is like the easiest thing to make possible, and it just looks so beautiful. I think I've been making it literally since our wedding, when I made just so much to string up everywhere. See if I've got a photo for you. Maidie's asleep, which is why I'm kind of trying to keep my volume down a bit. But basically, it had this dress. I think I mentioned it a couple of videos ago. That's from a place that we shall not name. And it is just so bad. I deeply regret buying it, but I know if I send it back, it's just going to end up in landfill. So I'd rather make something out of it and it be used for a long time rather than it be sent to landfill. And I'm not giving it to the charity shop because the cut and the way that it's sewn, everything's just so bad. It's not worth it. So we're going to make raggy bunting. So I started off by taking the bit where you fasten the buttons, because it's a good solid bit of fabric for using as my top bit. I'm just doing some little cuts along the top, and I'm literally just gonna, and you see it's stopped at the seam, so I'm gonna do that for all of these. It's raggy bunting after all, so they're all ripped across now, so you have like one big section of ripped. And now if I didn't have the hemmed line in the middle, the seam line in the middle, then I would be able to just rip all the way down. But because I do have that seam line in the middle where the rips meet the seam line, I'm literally just cutting down slightly so that we can rip again at the other side, and then we rip again. So now we're going to wrap it around I'll show you. So using that seam line and putting it so we get it like this, and we just tie it around it. So pulling your thread through that seam line so you end up with a knot, and then just tightening it like so, and then pushing it up to that one. At the end we normally have to just do a bit of neatening, but they're just going to hang like this all in a little row cutely. So just by using the bottom part of this, I've made this amount, and I think for now I'm going to leave it at that. We still have, once I tidy up all the ridiculous amount of thread everywhere, look how much escapey threads we've ended up with, and there's still a couple hanging about in different places. She looks super cute. I'm so pleased with how it's come out. Ready for her party. I just popped it here to film it for Instagram, and it looks so cute. Next on the list of things to make is Maidie's birthday plate. Got this kit from Flying Tiger. I think that's what we're going to do. It was only £7, so if it goes wrong, like, it doesn't really matter that much. I also got this set of pens to do some writing with, but I do really need to do some practice with them first. And I got some pastel porcelain paints because I wanted pastel colours, and the paint kit only comes with like this set of colours, which just isn't really the vibe for what we're doing. I kind of did a bit of an outline of what I want the plate to look like. I just like really basic pencil drawing, so I had like an idea of what I was doing, because a blank canvas like this can feel pretty overwhelming. I've tested all the paints to see how their colours come out, because you just never know. Are you laughing at mummy talking? No, you can't come to mummy. No, don't put your arms up to mum. I'd love you to come sit with me, but you're gonna make a right mess. I is so nervous about it. This paint is so thick, which will be good for doing my flowers because I love a thick flower. I don't know if I can even water it down because it's porcelain paint. This paint is just so thick, it's like impossible to go on. I don't have a choice, I'm gonna have to water it down. Okay, first thought is that this paint goes on so difficultly. So I've done the little edge, and that it does look cute. It's not as neat as I would like it to be, but it's a hand painted baby plate. Like, some things we do have to slightly let go of. If I was anxious for the drawing of the edge, imagine how anxious I am for the drawing of Happy Birthday. Like, losing my mind anxious about this. I don't know whether to wait till it's dry so that I don't put my hand in it, or whether to just go for it. Who knew baby wipes were going to take it off there? I didn't. Now we have to really let it dry. Gosh, why can't I write? If I ended up taking the happy off again and just having the birthday because I was really unhappy with the happy, but I was kind of happy with the birthday because I don't want it too big, and I think we'd gone too big on the happy, so that's come back off again. This has taken a lot longer than I anticipated taking. It's just not going as well as I thought it was gonna go. Okay, let's do some flowers.
Love seems wiser now. Let me think you won't go. Let me think it's so beautiful, tangible, right under my nose. Perpetual, undeniable, continues to grow.
She's not perfect, but she is mine and she's made for my little baby, so hopefully she's gonna love her till she's my age, because if I had a plate like this I would definitely still be using it every birthday.
It's brighter blues, orange hues. Music's louder now. The sun is warmer. The days feel shorter. Love seems wiser now. Let me think you won't go. Let me think you
Okay, it's been a couple of days and we've done nothing else since, so we're back at it today and we're making tiny little party hats. I ordered this gingham scrapbook paper in really beautiful colours. I really wish I had my double-sided glue mice, but I can't find them, so we're literally going to have to use hot glue again. If you watched the last vlog, oh no, I actually think it's the one before, I'll link it in the corner for you, but I made a fabric covered frame and it turned out to be pretty chaotically glue gunned, but we haven't got a choice. That's all we've got to use today, and it's only for our little bears, so it is what it is. We have a lot to get through today, so we got to get these ticked off. Daddy's here all day looking after the baby. We got to get them done. I've cut one hat out already of here, but I did it a little bit too big, so we're going to have to go with different sizes because I really do not like wasting paper like this, and I know I'll use it for her scrapbook and stuff as well, but equally we gotta just do what we gotta do. Actually by putting my plate here, it might not be too different. Whoa. Now you see this one, I've like cut edge off at an angle. You can do that equally, you don't have to do that. These are just for the bears, so it's not like the end of the world. But I am obviously going to keep these little extra bits for something else some other time. How are we doing over here, Mr. Glue Gun? Oh, you're looking about like you're ready. Let's just see how this goes, because I'm using very thin paper, hot glue. She's so cute, look. Just a tiny little paper hat for one of her teddies. Not perfect, but we're not here for perfection. We're here for cuteness. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 in each colour. So we've got brown. Red might be a bit Christmassy, so we'll stick red for now. Orange, definitely. Hello, pumpkin season. Yellow is Maidie's favourite colour. Let's do navy and pink. Also filming a reel for this, so I'm going to just hop in and out and film the reel doing a couple of hats, and then I'll come back to you. Maybe we'll do a bit of time-lapsing and a lot of time-lapse.
just like they're meant to. New day, you don't need a new way. Let the rain wash your troubles away.
Okay, that was pretty quick, pretty easy, pretty harmless DIY vibes. And we've ended up with lots of different sizes and shapes, but that's because I wasn't making sure the plate wasn't equal each time. And actually I'm quite happy about it, because like this will go on a tiny little teddy, whereas then like this big one will probably go on big teddy, and they're gonna look just really cute. I'm not gonna put any string to tie them on with. I'm just gonna sit them on top of their heads. Basically, just brought Teddy in for the start of my reel, so I thought I'd show you what he looks like with his party hat on. Stop knocking my way. He looks so cute. Next we're doing the decorations for this wall. I've seen a photo on Pinterest and that is kind of like the vibe that we're going for. I did a little sketch of what I want to create. I don't know how well this one's going to go, but it does mean painting, and painting, you know, is like my favourite thing to do. So we're just gonna get on with it. I have a big roll of brown wrapping paper. One thing you need to know about me is I don't have the ability to cut a straight line. So there's never any chance that these are going to be cut in straight lines. The only way these are going to be straight lines is if I drafted Dad in, and I don't think he's going to be up helping. Feeling a bit overwhelmed by this one because I have to cut all the shapes of paper and I'm using the smallest table in history. Drafted in Dad to help with the cutting. I need to pick the paints. So we're going to do some yellow, but that's primary yellow, so it won't be quite that yellow. I'm going to find some in there. Then we need the big tub of white, which worryingly isn't here. That is worrying. Creative chaos. I don't have half my stuff and I do not understand where it could even think about being, because I thought I'd kept all my stuff together. I've got paints missing, I've got brushes missing, but we're just going to have to work with what we've got. Thank you so much, Daddy.
Sure you'll be able to work it out?
Yeah, well, thank you. Can I have my thing? I'm missing so much of my stuff. She's not perfect, she's a star. I am genuinely so stressed about this that I'm like probably 26,000 degrees over here. I'm gonna do some smaller ones because I feel like if I do the smaller ones, I'm gonna feel less stressed about them, and hopefully I can just sink into it a little bit more. What are we doing on this one? Really love these acrylic markers. I'm going to be using those a little bit more, and depending on how I feel at the end, I might redo that first one. Little family join for lunch. Everybody's at this side of the table, I want to say. I am now doing a party hat one. I had to stop filming because my camera got too hot. I'm using some of the gingham that we used for the actual party hats, and I'm going to stick it to some brown paper. I think I'm going to have to hot glue it because I ain't got anything else. We'll just have to see how that goes.
Bounce it.
Okay, let's try and glue this hat on. I already drew the little, whatever they're called. For some reason, this bit of glue is being extra difficult to push through. That looks really cute. I'm happy with that. We are getting through these. I started painting the cake, and I just need to add some bits to it, like the decoration. I think I'm just going to put bows on it, I think. And I now have a choice. I was gonna do a one cute pumpkin sign. Dad, what do you think to a one cute pumpkin sign? Pardon? If I write one cute pumpkin? I don't think we've got enough pumpkin themes though, have we? So I think we've got a couple of pumpkins drawn, but that's just because it's Halloween October. But do you think I should write one cute pumpkin or not? Yeah, because she's one and she's one cute pumpkin. And I'm going to do a giant M first. I am going to finish painting for now. So I'm going to wash the stuff up. I still do need to do some more painting, but I think for now we'll have a little wash and see how far we get through everything else, because the next thing is painting wrapping paper. I just don't know at what point I'm gonna get to do that, because I have to wrap it all first. And do I wrap it and then... Well, I think I'm probably gonna end up using the pens to do that anyway, because they're so much easier to use. I hate washing brushes. I have literally not left this desk all day. The child is screaming, the lawnmower's going past, the dishwasher's on, it's all going on. Now I was gonna do some photos hanging between bows, but I've decided not to do that because I can't find printed out photos from when she was really little. So we're just gonna say we admit defeat on some of these, and we just are gonna make some regular bow bunting. So I don't know if you remember naming ceremony, but I made some really cute bow bunting for that. And I'm just gonna do a little repeat of this velvet ribbon. So the first thing I've done is tied one bow to kind of get the length. I'm gonna chop it off, undo it, and then I'm going to measure out a load of ribbon at the same length. So we literally just fold over. So we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. And then you just cut the ends, and then you end up with a load of ribbon. So I've only done it a couple of times, so there's only a couple to cut. But you would basically just cut all those, and then you end up with this whole bunch of ribbon that's the same length. Now to actually make the bow bunting, and I'm going to do more than this, but this is just my starting point. You start with one bow, and when you've got double-sided ribbon like this, you want to make sure, wait, I'll turn you around. When you've got a double-sided ribbon like this, you do your loop as normal, you wrap it around, but then when you get to this point, you want to turn it so that there's like a fold at the back, and you're pushing through so that the double-sided colour, so that the colour that you want is coming through, like so. And then you tighten it. Sometimes they might need turning again slightly, so you can just hold them. My advice is to hold all 4 the way you want it, and then tighten it. And then you have your perfect knot in the middle with the right colour, and all of your dangly bits and bows and everything using the right side of your ribbon. Now, because this is double-sided, it's basically impossible to do them, trust me, I've tried like 4 times here, to do them with the velvet all facing the front when you're doing this. And if someone can figure out how to do that, then please just hit me up. So what we're going to do is instead we're going to hot glue them. So I'm going to start by measuring out the approximate drop of my bow, so I know that it needs to be there. And we're going to tie it through again exactly as we did the other one, making sure everything is facing the right way and it's the right size. So you see, like, that's become a little bit on the difficult side before we then tighten it off. And then we're just going to dab a tiny bit of hot glue between these two here, and that's how they're going to stick together. So eventually you'll have a nice little line of bows. I'm going to make a few bows and then we're going to glue them together. Okay, the glue gun's hot again. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're just going to try. So we're going to first of all find the corner of this and then push it down so we've got a little flat bit, like so. And then we're going to do the same on the one that we're going to do next. So that's ready to go. Then we're going to dab a little bit of glue. Why is it being so difficult and coming out at the moment? And then we're just going to press them together and hope that they look cute. All our hopes and dreams are going into this little press here. At this point, it just is what it is. I'm going to get this all in shot. A giant one that I'm going to stick some bows onto. Which way is the right way around? That way is the right way around. So I'm going to use that velvet that we were using a minute ago and just do some tiny little bows and whack them across it. I'm going to try and hot glue them. Daddy's not sure if I'm going to pop the balloon or not, but if I pop it, I pop it. I just pop it. It is what it is. Okay, one on. Looks cute. Didn't burst. Still time to burst it. I'll show you the finished result of that one tomorrow once it's hung. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow. We are actually filming multiple videos this week. So tomorrow we're filming Maidie's birthday week because our celebrations start tomorrow and we're doing 3 days worth of celebrations. And then we're going to Gloucestershire. So you've got a bit of a combination of right now of party prep, then you've got actual, and it's only a tiny little party. I just want to say this, like, it's just very, very close family / friends, but they're basically family and us that live here. There's like nothing else happening, no friends invited or anything like that. It's literally just tiny little party because we did such a big thing for her naming ceremony. It just didn't make sense to me. We're just doing a tiny little spready tea. We've got to be quiet because the baby's asleep, but we're making her birthday cards as a cute little date night. No, there's some sauce all over the table.
Oh no. So what? You want that one? What are you doing?
Baking them and then writing Maidie as one and doing some flowers. You need to get another piece of baked sauce. Also is my gingham.
Yeah.
I call it Mosh. Writing in it. I'm not going to show you what I've written, but she's really cute. Look how good Dad's is. I adore them both. It's going to be our new tradition. We've had such a cute day, but you're going to have to wait till next week to see that or the next video to see that because that's all part of her birthday celebration. But we're back home. Yes, it's dark. It's 6 o'clock and we're going to start decorating and I'm beyond excited about it.
That will go to the middle maids.
Do you like Vince's onesie?
Where put my sausages?
I'm not 100% happy with it. Down at the bottom shelf, in the corner, other side.
Oh, yeah. Happy with what?
I'm talking to the camera. I'm not 100% happy with it. I think the tape looks messy, but Maidie's crying and we need dinner, so we're going to have to revisit the situation. I have been busy setting up her little corner. So we've just blown up a load of balloons. I have made her marble drop, which I got from Aldi. I would say the quality's not like 100%, but it is okay. Her ball pit. I don't know if this is controversial, but I decided not to wrap her presents from us. I'm just going to have them all like laid out in here so that she can just crawl in the morning. She doesn't understand wrapping paper yet. I feel like we're just wrapping them for our sake. And to be fair, we're doing most of this for our sake, not for hers. But I do think the wrapping situation is just a thing I can tick off my list and not have to worry about it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much.
It always matters, darling. This is a genius idea.
That's it for tonight. I'm exhausted trying to do aquarium, food shopping. Maidie didn't sleep last night and all of this today was a lot. She actually didn't sleep at all and Mike's ill, so that doesn't help. I'll see you tomorrow when we do a bit of decorating next door for her actual party. Some of the stuff that we've done today here is moving next door for her party, and so I'll show you a bit of that. But if you want to see the final result, then you'll have to wait till next week's video. With the overwhelm of everything that was her first birthday, I didn't quite manage to film as much of the setup next door as I would have liked. We did move the most of the posters over with newly neatly trimmed paper tape, hung balloons over the island where the food would be served, and also hung paper streamers, but I didn't capture that. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. If you've enjoyed it, let YouTube know this is your vibe by liking, subscribing, or hyping if you're on your phone. And I'll see you next week for her very first birthday.